offensive coordinator Tommy Rees, his thoughts on the quarterback change to Dillon Gabriel.
Excited about the opportunity for Dillon, and obviously talking with Kevin and throughout the week on it. Felt like it was the right time for it. He's put in a lot of work to put himself ready to play. So guys have rallied around him. We got to all do our part to make sure that we can elevate the play of the quarterback and get the quarterback playing well. So, I know Dillon's chomping at the bit, and Joe's been there every step of the way to help support him through this process and, get him ready on this week here in London and getting ready to play Minnesota.
Tommy, are there other pages of the playbook that will allow you to dust it off with a different sort of skill set?
Yeah, you want to build what you do around a certain guy's skill set, make them feel comfortable, put them in, positions that, gives them a certain level of confidence in what they're operating. But look, we have enough in our offense that we feel like can tailor to both guys. So there's certainly some things that Dillon does that are different. Certainly things that Joe does are different, and it's our job as coaches to put him in that position.
Let's welcome in Quincy Carrier from Untitled, Unfiltered Browns coverage. Quincy, couple things. Why do you think the Browns are benching Joe Flacco? And then can Dillon Gabriel be more successful this week?
They're benching Joe Flacco because they have no other choice. The level of play from him has just been bad. And not to say that it's born of all of Joe Flacco's flaws. Like, I think a lot of this has to do with the offensive line not being good and being especially leaky, which has led to degradation in Joe's play. But when you look at the tape, there's just no convincing yourself that allowing Joe Flacco to continue to play is going to be what's best for Joe Flacco and his play going forward, or what's best for the team, because it's just been that bad.
Do you expect Gabriel to be better?
That's a tough thing to ask for a rookie in their first start going up against Brian Flores, right? Like, hey, can you be much better than that? I don't know, right? I know everybody's gung-ho because we're all down on Joe Flacco and we're all imagining that it can't get worse than Joe Flacco. And I hope that's certainly true. But I've seen enough football in my life to understand that, this is not an ideal situation for a rookie quarterback to be walking into for their first start, going overseas to London, playing a defensive coordinator who kind of thrives on taking advantage of not quarterbacks who can't read defenses, but inexperienced quarterbacks, which, no matter how smart we think Dillon Gabriel is, he's still inexperienced at the end of the day. And there's things that you just can't learn that experience gives you that's what he specializes in. And I'm not going to mince words here or sugarcoat just how hard of a challenge it is. If Dillon comes out of this game and he looks better than Joe Flacco, I think that would be impressive to me. I don't think that's where my expectation is. I just don't want it to get worse than Joe Flacco. It might be very similar because this is going to be a very tough test for him.